Welcome to episode 34 of the Rugged Angel Cast, and I'm your host, Camila, and I hope you're having a really good day. Just a reminder, you can follow me at _Rugged Angel on Twitter, and also Rugged Angel Productions on Facebook. You can catch up with past episodes of the Rugged Angel Cast at ruggedangel.com, always on SoundCloud and iTunes. And also, as of late, this is the second season of the Rugged Angel Cast. So we are now available to stream on internet radio. That will be at wmck.fm. Wednesdays at 9 p.m. are the new shows, and on Thursdays from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. and Mondays at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. we repeat the show. But what's the difference from listening to it on the internet radio as opposed to SoundCloud or iTunes? I get to play music. So if you want a little music to go with your Rugged Angel Cast, you should tune in to wmck.fm on Wednesdays, Thursdays, or Mondays. And if you have any suggestions that you want to hear me play on those times, just let me know. Send me an email at ruggedangel@gmail.com. This week, my guest is Rhonda Libbey. She is a bookworm in a leather jacket, so you know she's a troublemaker. But mostly she's known for her fantasy graphic artist work. And you probably, if you like tabletop games, you probably have one that dons some of Rhonda's amazing artwork on it. She's working on a bunch of new and exciting projects, but due to NDAs, she can't talk about them. So there's a lot of hinting to really cool stuff that she's working on, and that, she promises that we will know about soon enough, but other than that, we talk about everything but things that she legally can't talk about, which is fine. We get to know Rhonda quite a bit, which is great, and I really appreciate her for hanging out with me for an hour. And most importantly, though, she's going to teach me how to brew tea the English way, and I'm going to hold you to that, Rhonda. Hopefully, I can get in on your busy schedule to do that. So we're going to get into that show and your words of wisdom. Don't you dare, for one more second, surround yourself with people who are not aware of the greatness that you are. Let's get to the show. Rhonda Libbey, welcome to the Rugged Angel Podcast.
Hi.
I am happy to have you here today.
Thank you for having me.
We have known of each other for quite some time from the 48-hour film project, but I don't think we haven't had much time to just sit down and talk, and so this will be interesting and good to get to know you a little bit better.
Definitely.
And hopefully you'll feel very comfortable and you'll be okay.
Yes, hopefully. I'm usually kind of shy, so
let's see if we can't change that.
Exactly.
Let's get in there. Let's get to know you. How's your day going so far?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
It's kind of a lazy Sunday, so.
Yeah, I love that. I love lazy Sundays. Do you have a regular 9 to 5, Monday through Friday job?
No.
Okay.
I'm just an illustrator.
Okay. Just an illustrator. That's not even. All right, so tell me, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Greenville, Pennsylvania, so if you know where Teal College is, that's...
I do not. Where's that?
It's about halfway between here and Erie.
Okay.
A little bit closer to Erie.
All right. And what was life like in Greenville?
Boring.
Yeah?
There's not much rural there. Very. Not a whole lot going on there. Definitely not a lot going on in the art scene there. So.
And what did you do with your time? What did you?
I buried myself in books and drew all the time.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you started drawing at a very young age, then?
I did. I decided I wanted to be an artist when I was 6.
Oh, really?
So by the time I was 10, I was able to get a decent rendering and drawing. So.
What did you like to draw specifically when you were younger?
Dragons, unicorns, lions, deer, all sorts of stuff.
Dragons and unicorns, and okay, I like it. So I guess you were more into a lot of the fantasy, like readings and books and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
What was your favorite one? Like one of your favorites?
I would say one of my favorites. I really like the Dragonlance stories.
I'm not familiar with that.
It's pretty cool. Like the first 6 books are like the best to me. The others are pretty neat, but it's like there were two authors that worked on it together, and they seemed to be able to like play off each other, and it was just pretty cool.
Okay.
So
And did you actually take any classes when you were younger, when you were a child?
there was nothing available.
Nothing of
No.
that nature.
So
at all.
I just got a bunch of Field and Stream magazines and practiced technique of fur and
Wow.
horns and stuff like that. And
that is really smart for a child to go through just a bunch of field. Were these magazines already like available at your house?
yeah, they were just kind of around. So I was like, oh look, a deer. I'll try horns today. You know.
Nice.
So
Were there hunters in your family, or
nah, it was
It
just
just-
rural.
just rural? You just
Yeah.
loved the animals, nature.
Exactly.
That's just what it was. So, I'm assuming you were. I don't want to make this assumption that you lived on a farm. That wasn't.
It
were
used to
there
be a
fa-
functioning farm.
Yeah.
But our family had a functioning farm for a long time.
Really.
But in the 50s and 60s, they kind of sold everything off and
Okay.
just
So it was farmland, but you guys, it just
Exactly,
wasn't a
yes.
functioning farm while you were there.
yeah. We had a barn. We had that was empty. There was like
Yeah.
a car in it.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
I have one brother. He's
Older?
4 years older.
Okay. And how was that dynamic? Was it, were you guys cool?
Yeah,
for the most
we got
part?
along. Yeah, he likes to draw and paint as well, so we
nice.
would try to help each other
Uh,
sometimes. So.
what was high school like for you?
It was a pretty small high school. My graduating class was like about 100 people.
Oh, really?
So it was a really tiny thing. So everybody knew everybody.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing remarkable about
Nothing
your high school
remarkable.
career?
Yeah, just, you know.
Were you involved in anything? Any of the extracurricular activities? Or?
The riveting action of being librarian assistant.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I had to be close to the research, you know.
I don't think I've ever met anybody. I didn't even know that students were allowed, that they could
It was
do
either-
that.
It was either that or like waste my study halls in a lecture hall. Boring.
Oh, yawn.
Yeah. So
Were you quiet in high school, or did you
Yeah.
keep to yourself for the most part?
yeah, I pretty much did. I mean, I think that there were some kids that misinterpreted that as like because I could draw really well. You know,
Mhm.
they might have thought, oh, she thinks she's better, but
No,
totally
just-
not. No, just nose and book.
just
Really.
like to keep to yourself.
Exactly.
So you think of yourself as an introvert, I would.
Yeah, kind of.
imagine.
I mean, I have some extrovert tendencies,
Mhm.
but
As most of us do, but there's also sometimes there's nothing better than just retreating back into a book.
exactly.
So, did you go to college after high school?
I went to the Art Institute of Pittsburgh.
Oh, did you?
I was eager to kind of like get out there and start painting
Mhm.
and having people pay me to paint dragons.
Did you
So-
have a did you have a particular career in mind, like a specific what you wanted to do?
I wanted to be an illustrator, but I didn't know really what to do. I mean, it was the art world was kind of changing and had been changing for a while. And in the 80s, there used to be like illustration houses where it
Mhm.
was kind of like a design firm, except it was all illustrators hanging out.
Okay,
But that kind of went away,
really.
and I didn't know what to do,
Mhm.
how to connect. So I kind of had to figure it out on my own. So I wasn't really super prepared for that.
Yeah. So
so-
when you went to the art institute, was it the 2-year
Mhm.
that you did? Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, did you feel like because I also went to AIP, and it was 2 years when I was there.
Yeah,
and,
I was there in the mid '90s.
I was there 98, 99, 2000. I graduated. So I
Oh
got,
wow,
I
so you're
came in
like right
90.
after.
Yeah.
94 to 96.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So it was probably like around the same. Like I
Yeah.
got a little bit of the old school.
Yeah.
So like I think I was there for most of the old school, and in our last quarter we moved to the new school over on
Oh,
Boulevard
okay,
of the
cool.
Allies. So yeah, I also kind of found that to be difficult too. It wasn't for me particularly. It was like difficult to kind of get my bearings and then to get my focus in just those 2
Mhm.
years. And it was like,
Yeah.
I probably should have. I should
Yeah.
have paid a little more attention.
Oh, I was like totally like Hermione. I was like, I'm doing this. But I had to pay my own way, so I
Mhm.
had to do the part-time job. I didn't
Yeah.
get any help from family or anything, so it was
Yeah.
just, and I tried to take on freelance projects and do the classwork. Yeah, that was crazy. hmm
It's
Yeah,
just-
so
it's a
I was
difficult
just
thing.
like, oh yeah, I have friends. Oh, you don't remember my name? Okay. No, I had some friends, but I didn't really like hang out or party or anything. I just was like really honed in there.
Yeah. Was it a difficult transition for you moving here to Pittsburgh from the rural
I was eager for it. I wanted to be where people were and where
Mm-hmm.
life was.
Had
So.
you come to Pittsburgh often before that? Or?
My brother went to the art institute, so I actually like skipped out of school some days and like sat in his class.
Oh, that's cute.
So hung out with his punk rock friends.
Nice.
So
what's your preferred medium or not medium? I guess are you oil painting? Are you pen? Are you pencil? Like what? What do you
I enjoy a lot of mediums. About the only medium I don't get along with is acrylic paint.
Oh, really?
But I use primarily oils.
Mhm.
I want to get better at watercolor. It's been like ages since I monkeyed with that. So this year I'm going to do that.
Do you do digital at all?
I can and do when I need to, but I still like the permanence of having a real piece,
Right.
and a definitive answer for like these are the colors I intended.
Right.
And it drives me bonkers that like there's no industry standard for monitors,
Oh, okay.
and so
Right,
if
yeah, I guess so, yeah.
you have to get
It
the
is
expensive hardware
Yeah.
to color calibrate your monitor, but that doesn't mean other people are seeing it the same way.
Yeah, exactly. That
That
drives me crazy.
nuts. Yeah.
That's very, it's very frustrating.
Yeah.
Like, why is this different on these three different monitors? It should just
Exactly.
be universal, just one thing around, just let it be.
Right.
So once you graduated from AIP, what did you find yourself? Where did you find yourself? What were
Oh,
you-
then the endless strain of crazy jobs.
Mm.
Like my first job out of school was creating ornamental flatware for Perlora.
What is that? That sounds familiar.
Perlora, they have like a furniture store and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was making we had like these spoons and ice cream scoops and everything, and we made place settings, and there was like designs that were like uniform, and done in super sculpy
Uh-huh.
with like basically aquarium gems put in it, and then they were polyurethaned and painted and everything, and it was just like, wow, rich people like weird things.
I was just thinking about that the other day. Actually, I was watching some documentary or biopic on someone, and they went bankrupt, and they're showing all these weird things that that they had to get repossessed and stuff. I'm like, why? Like, who needs this kind of crazy stuff?
Yeah, I thought, who on earth is spending $50 for an ice cream scoop?
No,
Yeah.
yeah. Like I heard there was something like Gucci silverware, and I'm like, really?
Oh my goodness,
Is that
that's
really
a thing.
necessary? Yeah.
Wow.
So how long were you at Perlora?
About a year or so, and then another friend and I we were thinking about moving to North Carolina, and so we saved up money, and then we went, and he was like, I don't want to go, so it turned into an extended vacation.
Oh, really?
So that
So
was
how long-
fun.
how
It was like a
long?
month we were there. I was like, great, and I just blew all that money. Oh,
Oh,
well.
that sucks. And so you came back.
So
to
I came
Pittsburgh?
back. Yeah. I came back. I stayed for like a month or two with my parents, and then another friend got me a pre-press job in Cochranton, a
Okay.
place called Morco. That was bonkers.
Really? What
That
was-
was the craziest place I've ever worked.
What was it like? What?
It's like Deliverance. Those people are crazy.
Oh my God.
They did not like it when me and my friend would walk down the street after dark because we wore leather jackets.
Oh, you're such a rebel.
Oh yeah. Look
She's a
out.
troublemaker.
She's looking for a library. Look out.
So how long were you there?
Oh, it was like almost 2 years. And living in Cochranton was weird. Like the first thing that our landlady said was like, "Oh yeah, we're all so close. You cut one of us, we all bleed." Ah.
That should have been the second.
Oh,
like, "You know what? I
hell.
don't think this is the place for me.
I needed the money, so I was like, "Okay, this will be an adventure."
So I add this to my memoirs in the 20 years. Oh my God. So it's just
Yeah.
this extremely creepy, the creepy sense of like togetherness. I don't think I've ever even heard of families that say that.
I know.
Um, So when did you finally come back to Pittsburgh?
After that, I ended up getting a job with Mac Temps, and then they became Aquint partners. So I did a lot of temp work as a designer.
Okay.
So I did that for quite a few years, and plus I did a lot of freelance on the side for different publishers. So I was working my butt off for that expensive art institute education.
Yeah.
And then I got a job at the Pittsburgh Symphony as art director, and then the Cultural Trust as art director. And I realized I wasn't happy because I wasn't painting anymore, and that really was just not going to work. So that was in 2003. I left that and decided I just had to do it. I had to figure out how to make my life as an illustrator because nothing else was going to make me happy. So
That's very good realization. And
Yeah.
I'm glad that you were able to just go ahead and, you know what, and to like actually live to it. Like just
Right.
be like, okay, I'm going to have to go do this and make it happen. So from that point on, you've been working for yourself and doing freelance.
Yes.
That's wonderful. How do you find your jobs?
Well, there's a couple different ways. If there's like a publisher and they do a certain kind of book or storyline or something that I like, I'll go to their website and find their art submission guides, and a lot of art directors, they like hearing from other artists. They try to make it easy because it's in their best interest to find good talent. So,
Right.
so I'll contact them, send them my portfolio online and stuff like that, and try to get a dialogue going. And another way is conventions. I'll go to gaming and art conventions and stuff and try to make connections there.
So you go about it the typical way. You pay for your booth and you go through it there. How long have you been doing that?
I did my first convention in 2005.
Okay.
So that was Gen Con, and I like Gen Con. I love Gen Con. It's so fun.
How many have you? I know you know how many you've gone to, but like, what is it like for you? Like, I don't like. What is it like for the artist at the booth and at a convention? Like, what is? 'Cause I know it's gotta be a little. For me personally, if I were on that end, it'd be a little scary. Just putting yourself out there like that, and it's a very it takes a certain amount of bravery.
It does. I mean, it's sometimes the shows are juried. So you have to submit your portfolio or a few pieces, and then if they think you've got what it takes, then you can get a table.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Most of them are juried, I think.
I did not know that. That's
So-
pretty okay. So it's not just like they're just taking everybody's money.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
yeah, sure, come on in, whatever. But that's pretty awesome. And do you do well at the conventions, like being an introvert with extrovert tendencies?
Yeah.
You gotta get out there and you gotta talk to the people that are passing by. And
Yeah, I try to be polite. I mean, sometimes it's like if I'm also selling prints and originals and stuff, so I don't want to be like, "Hi,"
Right.
like I'm in your face. I try to draw something, so try to explain things like, "Oh, hi. If you have any questions, let me know." That sort of thing. And I figure they're just there to look at it, and they don't want me to be too into it. But sometimes people ask questions, and try to get some more information about what I do and how I do it.
Have you made a lot of good connections through the conventions?
I have, yeah. Definitely got to work with a lot of interesting people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What project are you working on currently? Are you working on anything?
Well, right now, working on a project I had to sign an NDA for, so I can't really. But it's going to be really cool.
And when will it be out and about? When can you talk about it?
I think this year I'll be able to talk about it,
So was one of the last projects that you worked on
that I can talk about.
Yeah. Wow, a lot of NDAs going around.
Most of them are. It's like
I mean, are they for books? Are they illustrated
this is for a
books?
game, so there'll be like a box,
Oh,
a
okay.
board, little characters.
Okay,
that
so
sort of thing.
okay, is it like a tabletop game or is it okay? And oh wow, that's really awesome.
Yeah, I love working on those.
That's really cool. Do you have any that you've already done that?
There are
folks
some
would
that I've
know?
contributed to. Yeah.
would-
There's Call of Cthulhu, Arkham Asylum, I think.
Really?
There's Talisman, some D&D supplements. Red Dragon Inn. That one's funny. It's like
what's that one?
it's kind of like it's all cartoony,
Mhm.
and so everybody's character You get a deck of cards that you can play a hand, and so it's kind of like what happens in D&D when your characters come back from their adventure and they go to the inn.
Okay.
So they gamble and they drink.
Oh, okay.
And so you have to try to stay sober enough to stay in the game. Because there's like a sobriety tokens. You have to like keep track of how drunk you are.
That sounds fun.
It is super funny.
Do you play tabletop games a lot? Or
I do.
You're into, or
Yeah.
were you a Dungeons and Dragons?
Oh yeah. I started playing D&D when I was like 7.
Really?
Yeah. That's part of what made me want to be an illustrator. I was like, I want to be Larry Elmore when I grow up. So
That's really cool. I have never played Dungeons and Dragons at all.
It's cool. It's a good game. I mean, it's nice because it involves a lot of creativity and you have to problem solve and stuff. So it's never the same. It's always different.
Huh.
But if your dungeon master or your game master isn't like very smart or can't tell an interesting story, then it's going to be a really boring game.
Oh,
So.
okay. I get it. I can see that, why it's very important. Have you ever gone to, I think it's Nights of the Arcadia, they do live D&D
Oh, no.
games or something downtown at Arcade Comedy.
Oh, that'd be fun.
And they asked me to be a guest player. I think it's sometime in June or whatever. And I'm like, I've never played before. I don't know. Is that a big problem? And they're like, nah, it'll be fine. So that'll be interesting. That'll be my first time. I have this theory. I'm just gonna go in blind and not do any sort of research or anything like that, or try to.
That might be the most fun way. I mean, I've never done the live action type of D&D, just the rolling the dice at the table kind. But
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know like what the difference is going to be. Like, I mean, I enjoy games. I like board games. I just recently started to get hip to these whole tabletop business. We played the other night. I played Love Letters, and it's some card game with like DC villains.
Oh, cool.
And I guess they've all escaped from from Arkham or whatever, and you're trying to get them back or something like that. But
Neat.
yeah, that was fun. So you're
Cool.
apparently like the gaming type of geek.
Yeah.
What other things do you geek out about? Like before we started, you mentioned Walking Dead was your.
Oh, I love Walking Dead.
Do you just like horror and gore, or
I do like a lot of horror. I like sci-fi quite a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been on a big sci-fi kick. There's like a new show. Oh no, what is it called?
Helix?
Not Helix.
I don't know.
Oh no. Well, there's a new one on Sci-Fi that's pretty cool,
Okay.
and so they have. They're not shy about flushing people out of airlocks. That's pretty good. I don't know why I think that's funny, but I know it's evil. You may actually find out I'm evil. I don't know.
I think we all have a little bit of that in us. I mean, there's a lot of times I prefer the villain to
Right.
the hero. So you have participated in the 48
Yes.
quite a few years. How many years?
Oh boy, I guess maybe 5 or so, because they're like the past few years I haven't been able to be too much involved. Different conflicts with schedule and.
And what's usually a role
Conventions.
when you?
Well, I've done lots of different things. I directed one. I'll usually participate in the writing.
Okay.
That's fun.
Mhm.
Ed's fun to write with.
So would you ever think about going into filmmaking? Is that something that you
I
would like to try?
Definitely. I like making films.
Yeah.
It's a fun thing to do with your friends.
Would you
So-
prefer? Would you prefer an animated? Would you ever?
I think that's a lot of work. I would have to really.
Have you ever
be-
tried?
No, because it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I know. Like, wait a minute. You're the one who was like drawing when you were 6. How is that too much work, right? But I don't know. It just seems like, wow. Where would I fit it in?
Yeah.
So
I'm sure, yeah. I'm sure that takes a lot of dedication to like just sit down and do that.
But it would be kind of cool to see,
Yeah.
an animated work of art.
I am really stoked about your about these tabletop games. Now I'm gonna go I'm gonna go look for these games.
There's a game shop in Squirrel Hill that has a lot of them.
I
So.
do. I have been in there a couple times.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I'll probably go through there just because I like the regular board games. Like I've always been like Trivial Pursuit and seen it and stuff like that. But
Cool.
yeah, this whole new. Maybe it's not new, but new to me. Like,
Right.
This whole,
There's a lot of
with,
good
like,
ones.
All these stories to be told. And,
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of like little ones that are fun too. Like there's the big box that, it's like a whole system. And then sometimes there'll just be like a little card based game. And there's a lot of fun ones there.
Yeah, I think I should probably start with that. Just ease my way into it. So what other, like, so while you're at these conventions and stuff, have you ever had a chance to meet any celebrities that you were like really super stoked about, or?
I'm mostly stuck at my table.
You never get to take anyone with you, or?
I do, but it's
pee breaks alone.
Right, yeah. I mean, I try to limit how long I'm away from my table, just because the people are more likely to buy things or may want to stop by just to talk to me.
Right.
So.
Yeah, but I know that there's a lot of times those celebrities wander around.
That's true. Yeah.
No Shatner. No.
I did see Deanna Troy. Ooh.
Oh.
Sorry, from far away. Like, oh, nice.
So do you even get to go travel out to a lot of conventions at all? I mean, you got to be super busy, just normal. How many would you do a year?
I mean, well, they're hard to do because a lot of money gets tied up in them.
Right.
So you kind of have to have the funds just to like dedicate to it and hope to make that money back.
Right.
So,
yeah, travel there alone and then just
and hotel
the
fees.
and
Oh my
yeah.
god, because those are not cheap.
No, not at all. Yeah, I would imagine it's got to be quite the sliding scale of trying to decide if it's going to be worth it or not.
Right.
There's one in Florida, I think, that and I forget the name of it, but I think it might be Geek Girl Con.
Oh, cool.
And it sounds really fun, and I don't know, you should probably look into that one in Florida. I mean,
hey, Florida sounds pretty good right now.
And I think, like you mentioned, Hermione.
Oh, Hermione. Yeah.
There's like I think last year it went on the same time as the Harry Potter convention. I don't know.
Fun.
So I like to ask this question: like, what are your relationships with other women? Like, because some of us have difficulties with it, and it's just, I don't know. I'm just interested to know, as in like, how you get along, or do you have a lot of close, like, especially growing up with just a brother?
Right. Yeah. I think I get along with women pretty well. I mean, I kind of think of myself as a feminist, so I have some girlfriends. I have some guy friends.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a curious thing, especially like when you get to our age. It's like, it's difficult. A lot of people move away. You're not, and like you may have had like those really close friends in high school or college or whatever. We're not in the same spot anymore. It's difficult to make new friends and to be like really connected friends at this stage in our lives.
I agree. I try to hold on to the ones I have. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and you also get to a point where you don't want or you don't need like a bunch of friends or associates or acquaintances. It's just good to have like one or two like really good close friends that you can count on and stuff.
Definitely. And I mean, and also being an artist, it's like it's good to see how other people handle the challenges that we have, and having being a woman and having connection. I actually have I'm part of a group of fantasy artists that we talk on Facebook all the time, and it's so nice because everybody is like civilized. Everything is nice. We can talk to each other about important things, and we just can't say that like online,
right?
And normally, some things, because there's always somebody who's like, no, I see it. So it's like sometimes it's just like, all right, whatever. You just have to walk away from it. So.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely. Keep your sanity. It's like, don't debate crazy. That's like one of the best pieces of advice I've ever gotten in my life.
Totally.
Do you find it difficult to be a woman in this Illustrator's game? Have you ever?
It's getting easier, but I definitely have some stories that would just
pull your wig back.
Oh, totally, yeah.
I mean, is there any of them that you're comfortable with sharing, or like, is there?
Well, I mean, I've experienced a lot of sexism over the years, and I mean, like that one place in Cochranton, some of the salesmen. When they would want to come back and like add something to like one of the little job sheets, because they all had like these little job jackets, wouldn't talk to me.
Oh, wow.
And if I answered the phone in the art room, he wouldn't talk until I put a guy on the phone.
Serious.
I ended up screaming in his face one day so much. He was this old guy. I think he was about ready to pee himself. That ended that.
Nice. Well done. So, being a fantasy artist, and I just by observation, you know that a lot of male artists take the female form, and it's just like sexed up overdrive. Like,
Right.
and so how do you handle that as a female artist? And to, I don't know, do you think about it more, or do you try to reel it in at all? Or
Well, it's something that has to be addressed. It's definitely always going to be there, you know. So how we treat it matters.
right,
So we can't pretend it's not in the room,
right,
you know. But I try to always depict women at first with a more natural look, you know, natural waistline, normal proportions,
right.
and then I'll let the art director have to muster that courage to tell me no.
More boobs.
Oh, yeah.
Bigger boobs. Like, guys, I like it.
So-
Like, I want you to look at me in my face and you tell me.
Exactly. You know.
I dig it. So what is the legacy that you would like to leave behind?
Well, I would say the legacy I'd like to leave behind. I think my journey as an artist is always going to change. It is for all of us. But is it too simple to say I hope that by the things I create, I can add to the world and make it a little better place? I hope so.
It's not too simple to say that. I think that's a good, that's a good way to go about it. I think I would imagine most artists would agree with that. That's something that they would like to leave behind. And no matter what the medium is that they do. Do you have children?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nope.
And so how would you imagine that your art style has changed, if any, since from like your early 20s to say now?
I have more patience now. And I'm also not like looking to like sneak things in. Like there's this one publisher that shall not be named, and they kind of ticked me off sometimes. So I would try to hide things like poop jokes or or something in the children's book illustration. And there was one kid I put in a Joy Division T-shirt and stuff. I don't do that now. I don't do that now.
That's good. Well, what haven't you done yet that you would like to do? In any aspect of life, just in life in general, not just with your artwork.
I think I like to do more concept design stuff. I've been having a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
Part of some NDAs. I can't talk about what it is, but there's some of that in there. Really cool stuff. But I'd like to do more concepting. So I don't know. Maybe, who knows? Maybe I'll even build a robot one day.
Oh, wow.
So.
Okay. Do you do commission pieces?
I do.
Is that you usually pick up like around the holidays or like for gifts and stuff? Or
Not
just-
at all. No, it's just kind of meh across the board.
Perhaps.
Yeah, although it's kind of a ghost town in January and February for some reason, but
Huh. I wonder why that is.
I don't know.
I think everybody's just still like trying to, I don't know.
Maybe they're like, Christmas, ouch.
Yeah, exactly. They're trying to recover mentally from that. And what is your form of self-care? How do you take care of Rhonda?
I drink a lot of tea.
I thought you were just going to end with, I drink a lot.
Well, wine's a fruit, right?
Yes, absolutely. You're getting your fruit intake. What is your favorite type of tea?
Well, one of my all-time favorites is this loose tea that's called Black Jasmine Cream. It's a black tea with some vanilla hints and jasmine flowers, and it's just so beautiful.
Now, are you like a tea connoisseur?
Oh, yeah, I'm a total tea snob.
Tea snob. And do you know how to properly brew like the British way?
Yes.
Because I would love for you to show me. Because I always see it on top. I was like, why does it look so much more delicious than what I'm making?
Well, part of it might be the quality of the tea, too.
Yeah,
You
I'm
gotta
sure.
get some good stuff.
Although, I mean, I'm not a tea snob, but I'm far past Lipton. So
Oh, yeah, Lipton.
at least I know that that's not considered a good, like, that's not the tea you go to if you're trying to have a proper cup of tea.
Yeah, I think most people who say I don't like tea, it's because they drink Lipton. Yeah.
It's not cool, guys. It's not cool.
It's not delicious. There's no part of it that's good. And if you're putting like lemon and honey in it, you're just making it worse.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just drinking at that point. Just kind of tastes like sweet lemon water.
Yeah.
It's not. All right. So on that note, we're gonna take a break, and then we're gonna come back, and I'm going to ask you a bunch of random questions.
Okay.
We are back with Rhonda. I also wanted to ask you, what type of music do you like?
I like a lot of different types of music. I really do. I love metal, classical. I guess, is alternative still a thing?
I hope so. I mean, I like 90s alternative because I still love it.
Yeah, right?
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a bunch of random questions, 25 to be exact. And let's get it started with, what's the last album you bought?
Last album I bought was I think it was St. Vincent.
St. Vincent.
Yeah, so she's this kind of...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm familiar. All right, what's your favorite color?
It changes like hourly, I swear, but it's either going to be green or purple, I'd have to say. So.
Some version of green or purple?
Yeah.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Night owl.
Or what is your favorite pizza topping?
Mushrooms.
Favorite word?
Ubiquitous.
Favorite vegetable?
I like all of them. I guess tomatoes, but they're technically a fruit, so.
Your favorite boy band?
None.
Last book you read?
Last book I read was The Viennese Secession.
What was that about?
About the art movement, the Vienna Secession.
Okay. Favorite song to sing?
None.
Come on, there's not a point in time where you're just alone in your car and you're just driving and you're like, this is my, like, no matter if you feel like you can't sing or not, and you just, like, there's some songs that even though you know you're not hitting those notes, you still like to just belt it out anyway.
I do like to freak out my ferrets. They seem very amused when I sing, so that's good. But it's even better if I'm singing like a medieval babes song. It's in like medieval Latin or something. It's like, yes.
Do you speak Latin?
No. I'm not that much of a nerd.
How many ferrets do you have?
2.
What are their names?
Buttercup and Wesley.
These are not your questions. Part of the questions, by the way.
Okay.
I'm just Buttercup
okay.
and Wesley. I love it. Little shout out to Princess Bride. Have you always had ferrets?
I've had them for a long time. I think I got my first ferret in like 97.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just been nonstop weasels after that. My oldest one lived to be about 10.
Oh, wow.
So they don't typically live that long.
Really?
About 7 is old for them.
What is, like, how do you keep them in a cage? Do they just kind of hang out around? Or, like, I don't...
Well, they get into everything, so you have to watch them. Fortunately, they sleep like 20 hours a day. But when those 4 hours are on, they are on. I try to keep them in a cage just so I know where they are. I don't accidentally open a door and then out they go.
Yes.
But when I let them out to play, they ransack the house. So.
What brought you to ferrets? Like, what was that thought process like? You're like,
you know what? Ferrets. Well, first of all, they look like cute little woodland creatures, and that's awesome.
Oh, yes.
But a friend of mine, her name is Summer. Hi, Summer. She had a ferret named Scout, and she sent me pictures of the little guy, and it looked so cute. And then I got to meet her other ferrets, and they were cute. And then my friend Brandon's mom worked at a pet store,
Mm.
and she was like, "We have this ferret. She's really cute. She's really cute, but the pet store owner thinks she's insane, and he wants to get rid of her." I'm like, "What?" So he ended up selling me the cage and threw the ferret in for free.
Oh my god.
He's like, "That ferret's insane. She sleeps in the litter box and craps everywhere." But
oh my god.
she was just bored.
Oh. Yeah, I mean it happens. She's acting out of boredom.
Exactly.
And also, like, okay, so we're still not. We're gonna take a pause from your random questions. You work with your husband a lot, yes? Like creatively.
Sometimes he's my boyfriend.
Oh, your
We're
boyfriend.
not actually
Sorry.
married. That's okay. Yeah, we try to work on things together when we can.
Do you find it? What is that like for you? That experience? I'm just always interested when couples can work together creatively,
Yeah.
or otherwise, I guess. But
Well, we kind of mesh together good. It's almost like twin speak
okay.
in a way. Like when I was directing and he was my cinematographer,
Mhm.
it's like it was pretty seamless. It was like having another brain.
Nice.
So yeah, we get along and we create together well.
How long have you guys been together?
12 years now.
Oh goodness.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So back to your rando questions. Would you survive a zombie apocalypse?
Absolutely.
What are you bringing to the table? Like, why would you survive it?
Well, I hope I'm smart enough to handle it, but
Is there fearlessness?
there is fearlessness, and I'm pretty good with a bow.
Okay. Oh,
So,
really?
Yeah,
Seriously?
seriously.
That's awesome.
I love archery.
How long have you been an archer?
I got my first bow when I was like 16, so I love recurves. So even more nerdy. They're not the plastic compound style.
Oh, okay.
So
That's amazing. See, and that's why I enjoy these random questions, because you weren't going to give that little piece of information up unless I had prompted
wouldn't occur to me.
it. Celebrity you would love to meet.
That's a tough one. That is a tough one. I've been watching a lot of Evil Dead, so Bruce Campbell would be fun.
Nice. You've been watching the new TV show?
Yeah,
That's
I
so
love it.
funny. That's so great. Spades or poker?
Neither.
Okay. Biggest pet peeve?
People who I hate it when people don't use contractions the right way. Like they leave out, they don't know the difference between
Like
YOURE and YOR. And
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know they mean well, but it's just like, oh, come on.
Yeah,
it's not that hard.
It's very simple. It's like you are or your. Like, it's just, yeah. Yes. Okay, have you ever been in a spelling bee?
No.
Favorite cartoon?
Venture Brothers.
Favorite curse word?
Fuck.
What's your life motto?
Gosh, I don't know. I kind of have a weird art motto right now
Okay.
because I've been taking my work in a new direction, and it's more about like sweeping lines and graphic shapes.
Mm-hmm.
So, does that work?
What's the motto?
Like sweeping lines and graphic shape.
Okay,
Mhm.
I can dig it. That
It's
works.
dumb, but it reminds me, like, yeah, don't forget you had a plan.
Twitter or Instagram?
Instagram.
I know the answer to this one. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Last movie you saw in the theater?
It's been a really long time. Embarrassingly long. I really have no idea.
Really?
Yeah, it's been that long.
You just don't. I mean, you obviously just don't have time to go
Yeah,
to the movie.
yeah.
theater.
I mean, I usually watch them at home.
Is there a certain type of
It's-
movie that you prefer to see on the big screen? Like, because for me personally, it's like I don't need to go to the theater to see a drama.
Right.
Like, I would much rather
Totally.
wait for something to be blowing up or there's special effects. or
Yeah, if
something
it's
that-
like a sci-fi or
Yeah.
or a fantasy story, then definitely, because you get the big sweeping vistas and the
Yes.
spaceships going everywhere. And
Yes. What is like your favorite? Like you like fantasy. Where do you more go towards? Are you more dragons, or is it like nymphs and creatures? Or I mean, I don't.
That's a tough one because I like a lot of different elements and characters, and I enjoy drawing them. I don't know. I kind of like inventing new monsters.
Oh,
That's fun.
Is there one that you've invented that you can talk about that you would like to bring up?
Nope. Wish I could. You will see it. You'll see it soon.
All right, your favorite season?
Spring.
Michael Jackson or Prince?
Prince.
You never get tired of blank.
I never get tired of the smell of oil paint. It's kind of gross, but I like it.
If I gave you a plane ticket to anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Prague.
And describe yourself in one word.
That's a tough one. Brave.
Brave. I like it. And those are the random questions. See, it wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
All right, so where can people find your stuff online, or can they get a hold of you? Or
I have a really, really horrible website that I promise one day I'm going to update. It's RhondaLibbey.com, and I still have some art up there. I tend to post new stuff that's not under NDA on Facebook and sometimes Instagram. I'm trying to get used to that. So, yeah, social media is a good way to see newer stuff.
What's your handle on Instagram?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Probably Rhonda Libbey.
Okay. Not a very common name, and so you didn't have to get Rhonda Libbey 752.
Exactly.
So you do sell your artwork online?
I do.
Okay. Excellent. So
I have an Etsy store as well.
Do you?
I do.
Is it just Rhonda Libbey also?
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. I'm real creative that way. At least I'm easy to find.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, cool. So, you got any sort of events or anything, shows or anything like that? Do you show your work? Have you had an art show or anything like
I haven't had a gallery show or anything in a really long time, but I will be at IllexCon this year.
Okay.
So, and that'll be in Reading, PA.
Okay. When's that happen? In the spring?
In October.
Oh, okay.
So that'll be lots of fun. I love that convention. I went last year for the first time, and it was just such a blast. I mean,
what is it? A specific genre of?
It's all about sci-fi and fantasy paintings and sculptures, and it's an incredible show. They have a main show, and then there's another section called the showcase. And the main show is very hard to get into, but the work is so awesome, and it's just so nice to cruise around and talk to all these artists, and I mean, I can't wait.
Well, cool. So make sure you guys, if you are in the area, go to Ilix.
Yeah, like Ilix with a big X.
Okay. IllexCon.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so yeah, I mean that's basically our time here, Rhonda. Is there anything else that you would like to add about yourself? Anything we missed? Anything?
I don't know. I have no idea. I just hi to everybody.
What are you getting into for the rest of the day?
Probably grocery store.
Oh, super fun.
Yeah, bah.
I hate the grocery store.
I know.
It's, yeah. I would rather clean the bathroom than go grocery shopping.
Oh, totally.
So on that note, guys, make sure to go to RuggedAngel.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at @the_RuggedAngel. And thanks, Rhonda.
Thanks,
for
Camila.
sitting down with me. I had a blast. I enjoyed our conversation.
I did too. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.